Hello everyone, welcome to iExamB. Prepare 50% faster by embracing the iExamB learning experience. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you find this useful information and you want to continue getting such information in future. I am Prachi Agarwal, the finance faculty at iExamB with more than 15 years of experience in the finance space, including both my industry experience and the teaching and mentoring experience. And in today's video, I am going to talk about the SEBI General 2024 exam and the question which is coming to the mind of many candidates, prospective students, will the exam pattern change this year for SEBI General exam? So we will discuss about this in detail today and see the past trends also. So let's first look at what has been the exam trend for SEBI Grade A. I have looked at the last 10 years. So in 2013, they had recruited for the general vacancies, general stream in 2013. Thereafter, they had come out with certain vacancies for IT and certain specific stream vacancies. But then finally, Grade A vacancy, they again came out in 2017. Next, the general vacancies came in 2018 and then again in 2020 and thereafter in 2022. In 2023, the vacancies came for SEBI legal only. So there are three trends that we have seen. One, SEBI General started being a little more regular since 2017 and there was substantial increase in the number of vacancies that were coming for general stream since 2018. So before 2018, the vacancies were around 34 and it saw a substantial increase in the range of 80s to 84 vacancies in the last recruitment cycles related to 2018, 20 and 22. We saw another trend emerge in 2022 when SEBI started coming out with specific vacancies stream-wise. They came out with IT vacancies in 22, then they came out with legal vacancies in 2023. And now we are expecting in 2024 the vacancies to come out for the general stream. Also, let's look at the exam patterns and what has changed. The exam patterns and the selections have seen a change over the years too. So in 2023, when the vacancies had come out for the general stream, the selection process continued to be a written exam which was online. In addition, there was an interview, right? That time, the pattern of the exam was a 200 marks exam, including subjects of English, quant, reasoning, and general awareness. Then when the vacancies came out in 2017, so in 2017, the pattern continued to be similar for the general stream where English, quant, reasoning, general awareness was being asked of 50 marks each and a composite time of 2 hours was given for this 200 marks exam. They continued to have an online test and an interview. However, for specialized streams, they had a professional knowledge subject separately. Let's move on to 2018. Which saw a much bigger change, right? So in 2013 to 17, it was more like an improvement in terms of, more clarity in terms of how the exam and the subjects would be asked, but it was focused mostly on your aptitude subjects of quant, reasoning, English, and general awareness. In 2018, SEBI got much more clarity. There was a change in the exam pattern and also in the topics and the subjects that were being asked. So in 2018, first, the pattern of selection continued to be a written exam plus interview. However, this written exam was broken down into two aspects, phase 1 and your phase 2. राइट। तो रिटन एग्जाम अभी भी हो रहा था, लेकिन इसको दो हिस्सों में बांट दिया गया, पहले फेज 1 एंड देन फेज 2। फेज 1 में आपकी एप्टीट्यूड चेक किया गया थ्रू जनरल अवेयरनेस, क्वांट, रीजनिंग, इंग्लिश, तो ये सब्जेक्ट्स तो थे ही। Another subject was introduced, that was awareness of securities market. So आपका सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट में कुछ इंटरेस्ट है भी कि नहीं, दिस वॉज बीइंग चेक्ड, एंड कितना आप उसके बारे में अवेयर हो, दिस वॉज बीइंग चेक्ड इन फेज 1 in 2018 फॉर द सेबी एग्जाम, सेबी बीइंग द सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट रेगुलेटर, राइट। सो ये आपका एग्जाम हुआ, एंड जिन्होंने फेज 1 क्लियर किया उनको फिर फेज 2 एग्जाम देने के लिए मौका मिला। सो दे वर अलाउड टू गो टू फेज 2 इफ यू क्लियर्ड फेज 1। एंड यहाँ पे और डेप्थ में आपका सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज चेक की गई, विच इंक्लूडेड 3 पेपर्स। सो वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन द जनरल। देयर वर 3 पेपर्स, one related to securities market, the other was English, which was basically testing your writing skills, right? Your writing skills, how well you can write. This was an English exam. And then there was a third paper which was checking your economic and social issues and your finance and management knowledge, right? So these were the 3 papers, and a very detailed syllabus in relation to this was given. For the securities market, you had to know what SEBI does as a markets regulator, then what are stock exchanges, what are the various regulated entities, stock broking, merchant banking, mutual funds, so commodity markets. So various aspects related to securities market, you needed to have some clarity, and all these were MCQ based exams objective. And for your phase 2, the third paper, you had to study economic and social awareness, understanding of the Indian economy mostly, and what the Indian social structure is, and the finance subject and management subject, which had an understanding of the entire financial system in our country, plus management, which is mostly the human resource management topics, because you are going to be a manager, assistant manager, an officer in the SEBI, right? So these were subjects that were there. And this paper, the third paper, which related to ESI and your FM, that time was made similar to the RBI exam. This was, a combination of the RBI exam that was there, in addition to the securities market that they were asking, right? So this was in 2018. But this syllabus and this pattern was soon changed again by SEBI in 2020. However, they continued it for another recruitment cycle, that is 2022. So in 20 and 22, the exam pattern remained the same, in the sense that the selection process, rather than the pattern, I will say the selection process remained the same, which was a written exam in 2 phases, your phase 1 and your phase 2, plus your interview. So that remained the same. However, the pattern and the syllabus and the topics changed. So SEBI moved to a more generic understanding of the interest and the understanding and the topics the student will have for applying for the SEBI exam. So in the general stream, yes, QRE, quant, reasoning, English, and general awareness continued. However, this general awareness was more tilted towards financial awareness, which is basically understanding of the banking, the economic, and the financial updates in the country, right? So it was focused on the financial and economic updates in the country, right? So this GA was continued to be there, but it was shifted towards a little more tilted. I'm not saying 100%, but it was tilted towards your financial awareness. And another paper, so you were supposed to now do 2 papers, paper 1, which is your aptitude as before, and there was another paper that was introduced of 100 marks, which tested you on various subjects, which included accounts, costing, Management, Finance, Economics, and Companies Act. So to give a comprehensive understanding of certain topics which will help you to serve as a SEBI Grade A officer. Once you cleared phase 1, the phase 2 again tested you on all these 6 subjects in a little more depth, in addition to the descriptive English paper testing your drafting and writing skills, right? And of course a detailed syllabus for this was also given. For commerce and accountancy, the focus is on understanding the basics of accounting system as a financial information system, and then certain key specific standards that one should be aware about, so that you can analyze and look and read the financial statements of various companies and other shares and securities related transactions. For example, those related to bonus shares, rights shares, buyback of securities, or ESOPs was included. In management, it continued to be same as what it was in 2018, also as a part of paper 3, which was focusing on core areas, core information related to being a manager. That is what we mean by management, what is the role of a management, what are the different leadership styles that manager can have, what we mean by human resource development, motivation and communication. Very, very important to grow and work well in any organization. Then finance, this was again similar to 2018 syllabus of paper 3, where you will have a brief understanding of the financial system, a more depth understanding of financial markets, and supporting topics like derivatives, what are the recent developments in financial sector, what are the alternate sources of finance, what is the technological developments in financial inclusion and how it is bettering, and economic updates related to inflation, trends, fiscal policy, monetary policy in the country. Then basic understanding of costing, where you understood where you have to study the overview of what costing subject is, what are the various methods, and how the cost control system happens through cost control mechanisms analysis, and also the lean systems was there. Companies Act, few chapters were included which are important for an awareness of a SEBI Grade A officer to be able to carry out his duties as a SEBI Grade officer, because they align with a lot of regulations that SEBI comes out with for the securities market. And finally, economics basic concepts was there to help you understand the economic setup and how the economics work in the financial markets. So this was a detailed syllabus to give a comprehensive understanding of all the subjects that can help you be a SEBI Grade A officer. So what now? We have gone through a lot of cycles, but you will see there were a lot of commonalities, right? I will come to those commonalities later. First, let me answer your question, because that is why you started watching this video. Will there be any changes in the general stream this year? For this, I will talk about SEBI Legal 2023. Right, so in 23, I told you in the beginning, SEBI recruited but for the legal stream and not for the general stream. The legal stream before 2023, that is in the 2020 and in 2022 cycle, was following a similar pattern as the general, where you had phase 1, 2 papers. One was QRE and GA, which was common, and then you had a subject specific to legal. That same subject specific to legal was carried forward in phase 2, which you were doing along with the descriptive English. So that pattern was exactly same, but this pattern saw a change in 2023, and the changes included that in phase 2, the syllabus that was there in phase 1 and phase 2 was separated out in 2023 as against how it was there in 20 and 22. Second change that was done was the pattern for phase 2 was changed. Initially, the pattern remained was 50 questions and all MCQ or objective. However, in 23, SEBI Legal, what they did was they changed this to an objective plus descriptive paper, where 70 marks was of objective and 30 marks was for descriptive, as against 100 marks being asked through 50 questions of MCQ objective nature only. And the third thing was they included and increased certain securities laws and regulations for part phase 2 syllabus for this particular exam. So these kind of changes were brought in. So in 2024, likely I would say yes, there could be chances that there is a possibility of similar kind of changes being brought out for phase 2 or in phase 1, or a combination of these two for the general stream also. Now what you should be doing, and before that, another question that may be bothering you is why SEBI is making these changes in these patterns and making us wait for so long for these exams and after that coming out with changes. A simple answer to this is the organization keeps changing or evolving because of the changing requirements and the trends that exist in the country and the markets. SEBI, being a regulator, has to evolve with time to ensure not just being with the trends that are there, but also to ensure the betterment, right? And in that case, whatever the requirements are, that are also changing. Let me give you a very simple example how SEBI has evolved various trends or systems in line with the evolving trends in the country or globally. Simple example of settlement cycle. Maybe you have heard about this in the news, settlement cycle, or if you have an interest in investing or trading, you would be aware about this term, settlement cycle. What we mean by settlement cycle in the securities market or the stock market is when you buy or you do a trade, when you buy or sell any security on the stock exchange, that day is known as T, or the transaction day. That's T stands for the transaction day. However, the actual money movement or the stocks, if you are buying stocks, then it will come in your account. If you are selling stocks, then the payment will come in your account. That happens not immediately on the same day, but on transaction plus some days, right? So that is the settlement cycle. When is that settlement of the trade taking place, of that transaction taking place, right? Now this has changed over the time. If I talk about the last 2 decades, before 2021, there was a fixed settlement. That means it was never T plus something, but there was a specific date of the week or on the month on which all the trades done in that time period was settled on that fixed date. So there was no T plus concept, but it was a fixed date on which the settlement was happening for all the trades done on a given duration. From there, we moved to this rolling settlement system, that is T plus system of 5 days. That means if you do a transaction on Monday, this becomes your T day, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So this becomes your +1, this is +2, +3, +4, and Saturday and Sunday would be a holiday, then your +5 would be Monday. So after trading on Monday, you would actually get the stocks or the payment for your stocks on next Monday. So it was taking so much time, right? After that, in 2022, we reduced it to T plus 3 days. That means by Thursday, you were able to get your money if you did a trade on Monday. From there, SEBI further reduced it to T plus 2 in 2003. That means you could now get your money or stock related to your transaction on Wednesday if you did a trade on Monday, right? And over the last 2 years, we have now moved to a T plus 1 settlement cycle, where the next day of doing the trade your money would be settled and you would get the stock. And now we are moving to a position and we are talking about a real-time settlement, where it is being proposed that we start with a T+0 settlement, that is on the same day the settlement will take place for certain stocks. And we start that SEBI had come out with a paper, suggestive paper, and we are looking to start this in 2024 for selective stocks. So there is an evolution that has taken place. And how this evolution has taken place? Because of the changing trends, because of the betterment of the securities market to make it more quicker, fast. The participation increases, the risk reduces by doing this, right? So because of these changing times, these changes can be done. And similarly, the exams may also change to suit the requirements, the changing requirements that SEBI may have, right? So what could be the requirements now? Some things we can definitely be sure of. One, SEBI will continue to look for your aptitude, right? So when you are now looking for will there be any changes or not, this is something we will get to know when the notifications will be out. But yes, given the trend, it is likely there will be some changes. So what you should do? Some suggestions that I have for you is, first understand what will not change and at least become perfect in that. So say one of the things which is unlikely to change is they testing you and the selection test being as a combination of your written plus interview. That is unlikely to change. Second thing is, in written, it is unlikely to change that they do not test you on your aptitude topics. And these aptitude topics are what? Your quant, reasoning, English, and general awareness with focus on financial awareness, which means you need to continue reading newspaper, a financial newspaper. And if you're still not doing that, please start doing that, right? And this, please have your basics in place, so that if you usually SEBI is asking for a very simple cutoff for these subjects, at least you are able to do those very easily and quickly, right? Another thing that is unlikely to change is they testing you or they expecting you to have some understanding of the financial markets. Why? And especially the capital or securities market. Why? Because our SEBI is the regulator for them, right? So these are some things you should definitely try to understand. Second step will be prepared with what you know. So as I was telling you, the last syllabus that SEBI had given, which includes your accounts, your costing, your Companies Act, your management, your finance, and your economics. A lot of these subjects have topics which are going to be relevant for you. For example, Companies Act. For example, accounts. For example, finance. For example, the basics trends of economics for like inflation, monetary policy, fiscal policy, right? These are unlikely to be changing, or if even if they change, these are something which will help you to actually understand your work once you become SEBI officer, and before that to perform well in your interview stage. So be prepared with what you know and strengthen them, so that once the notification out, and if that is there, then you are not spending more time in bettering in what your strengths already. And last step is keep an open mind for any expected changes. Please do not panic. Once you have your basics plan in place, the things that you know will be there and are prepared beforehand for that, adjusting to those changes will not be difficult. The biggest problem that comes with changes is when we are not able to accept the changes and we go into a panic mode, right? So be mentally prepared for that and We are there to guide you and help you for any kind of changes that will come, which we have always done in the past. We've seen changes come in all types of exams, whether it is RBI, whether it is NABARD, or it is SEBI legal this year, and have been mentoring and helping you with all those kind of changes accurately and in a promptly timely manner. So please don't panic, be prepared. We will be there to further help you with all the information and the right points to help you prepare in that case. You can download from the description box a complete SEBI General Exam Cum Preparation Guide, which has all the information related to the SEBI exam as of date, and some tips for you to help you continue with your preparation or bring back your points for preparation. Okay, so that's all. Wishing you all the best. If you have any other queries, you can always call us or visit our website or write us on hello@iexambee.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for any future updates related to this exam. We also have an app now which you can download from Google Play and have full access to the live classes, daily quiz, the access to your courses, and the daily current affairs through our weekly, daily, and monthly magazine Bpedia. Wishing you all the best.